Welcome along, everybody. This is Choops with tea, as always, sugar and milk. Returning with our Dragon Priest deck for part 2. I'm currently at rank 6, and I thought before we start our first game I'd like to have a little chat over some of the stats and some of the figures we've been recording as we've been playing. If you want to jump straight to the game, there's a little link down the bottom in the comment section. It'll take you straight to the first game if you don't like the deck discussion portion of the video. So 150, 153 games recorded. I have to admit that there are quite a few games I haven't recorded that I've done on an iPad or a laptop where I haven't had this installed. And unfortunately the win rate's a little bit skewed. You know how in Hearthstone you'll get a series of wins where you'll jump 3 or 4 ranks at a time and then you'll maybe lose 2 or 3 ranks. This has recorded quite a lot of those consistent loss runs. I think in all honesty it's probably 58% win rate. It's by no means 75% win rate, but it's higher than the 53 that you're presenting here. But I thought I would talk over some of the results because I find them quite curious. The largest portions I've run into obviously are Warrior 24 games and Shaman at 25 games. Warrior, I think, is, again, it reads at like 62%. It's actually, I think, higher. A lot of the win runs I had out with the PC and the tracker, I think I must be close to 72, 73% win ratio against Warrior. I crush Warriors. In terms of Hearthstone, obviously, winning 3 out of 4 games isn't crushing, but for how many games you play, they're a nice win for us. Same as Paladins. I crush N'Zoth Paladins. Priests, as you can see on the line, I'm a 53% against Priests, I think. And I think that's more really that the decks are very even, and I've maybe either been lucky or I've outmaneuvered my opponent a little bit and scored some wins. Mages, as you can see, I don't know why, but I fare terribly against mages. I just seem to run out of minions and they just keep throwing spells at me. Dragon Priests aren't known for their massive burst. If I can draw N'Zoth, then I'm in pretty good shape, but surprisingly Priest has no real way of increasing their health. So I take quite a little bit of damage between the mids and late, and I have no way of recuperating that. Paladin, for some reason, got all the love for the healing. Priests, I don't really want to spend a card for 5 health. I'd rather take a Paladin card that for, 1 slot I can heal for 20 health. And a card that's as versatile as I can use any turn. Flash heal is just really too limited. I can't afford to put it in the deck. So the mages are really accounted for the inability to increase my health pool, unfortunately. I think I'm like 33% against mages. As you can see, I've only played 15 games against them, so it's not been so bad, but they're not a good matchup for our deck. So, well, we are beating our Warlocks and Warriors and Paladins for the few games we get. But Warrior and Warlock, there are a lot of them in the meta at the moment. Warlocks we do very well against because we have 2 Evacuated Evils. We have the Arcanite Soul Priest and AoE for 4. We have Holy Nova. And of course then we have Chillmaw, who does 3 damage to all minions, providing I have a priest, Dragon, in my hand when he dies. And then I can resummon him with N'Zoth, and it's just chaos for a Warlock. If, of course, as you can see, I'm not winning 100% against Warlocks. When I draw no Evacuated Evil, when I draw no Holy Nova, or they just keep overwhelming me, then I will lose. But I'm winning, I think, 64 or 63, I think it is, % of the time against Warlocks, for what I've tracked. Again, it's maybe a little bit higher than that in reality. Hunters I'm like literally 50-50 with. I find for what few there are, aggro hunters are easier for me to deal with in the mid-range. We get to turn 8 and they play Call of the Wild, and it's just such a tempo swing. And if you manage to survive this enormous hogger that's beating you, that charges for 5 with a taunt, then they play another one on turn 9, then every loss I've had against a hunter, they've nearly always had double Call of the Wild, turn 8 and turn 9, and I can't react to that. I just can't. I think we'll jump into it. One final thing to note is the win rate for with coin and without. At one point it was like 61%, I think, in favor of coin win rates. And it's not so much the coin, it's the extra card that you get. It's that extra chance of having a dragon in your deck. When I start a hand with no dragons, but I have all these dragon dependent cards like the 2/4 taunt, there's only a 1/4 with no taunt without a dragon. Same as the Blackwing Corruptors. They would do 3 damage as a battle cry. They don't do any damage without a dragon. They become almost unplayable. Same as the Blackwing Technicians. Their 2/4 is so much worse than 3/5, to the point you can't really afford to play it without a dragon. And if you're not playing it, you're not on the board and you're losing already. But as I said, I don't want to discourage anyone that wants to play Dragon Priest, because it's a probably the most fun I've ever had on a deck. It's never going to be tier 1, at least not in the current meta. It needs some way of having a massive heal before I think it would find its way to tier 1. I've actually changed the deck a little bit. You can see I'm 7-3. I've taken out, unfortunately, Dragon Lord Deathwing, or Deathwing Dragon Lord rather, and I've had to put in Chromagus, just because I was finding that statistically playing Chromagus on like turn 10 as 8 mana and having that 2 heal or 2 mana to do anything else was so important. I know he doesn't have a Death Rattle, so he's not resummoned within Zoth, but the only time I lose within Zoth is if I'm playing a warrior, and he's been very judicious with his brawls, and he's managed to hold back the second brawl for my Zoth. So then it doesn't matter if I have a Death Lord or not, because I've already lost, or I'm already going to lose him to the brawl, or most likely. So I found that the extra card that you draw if he survives, and the extra 2 mana on a turn 10 creates a big difference. That 2 health that keeps you alive for that extra turn while he draws a separate card or whatever is proved invaluable. I mean, I've been 7-3, so I don't have that much data, but so far it's worked out very well. So we're at rank 6, so we'll jump into the games and see how we get on. As always, I want you to have fun with the decks, but I don't want you to go and spend these are very expensive decks to craft. I wouldn't, knowing now for sure that in my head this isn't tier 1, I wouldn't go and spend all your dust on it. But if you like crushing warlocks, which is never a bad thing, I'm kind of upset we've only met 18 warlocks in the deck so far, in the history so far, because I said with a 63% win ratio, they're very nice to play against. And wiping their board like 3 turns in a row, and then they add you, and of course they wish cancer on you and your family. They tell you have no skill and you're all luck, and oh my god, how did you draw these cards? You know, despite the fact that, you know, they draw the absolute perfect synergy with the Darkshire Councilman and the Dark Ritual, whatever it's called. That's ignored. Or the fact that, you know, they get the 1/1, the Argent Squire, is she called? I think, and then they get the Abusive on turn 2. That's irrelevant. You know, the fact that we draw the AoE is that we're so lucky and whatever. So that's always nice. You know, if you're ever deficient of sodium in your diet, run this deck against some warlocks, and you'll be probably dehydrated with the amount of salt your body's about to take on. Anyway, let's press on to the games and see how we get on. Okay, the first game is a Hunter. Hunter called Ryan. It's a very approachable name. Okay, that's we're going first, as I said, which puts us at a disadvantage, unfortunately. I would like to keep Power Word Shield for the draw, but I really need to get something to contest the board with, especially if he's aggro. Even if he's mid-range. Mid-range play quite early, like an aggro Hunter, which, if left unchecked, they'll just run riot. That's an okay start. We have a mediocre AoE. We have our dragon for the Wormcrest agent. As I said, we can't coin into him, unfortunately. Okay, well, we have turns 2 and 3, so that isn't the worst. Will he probably get a Fiery Warbat to start? Oh, he's a Greeting. I like that. There aren't enough friendly players in this game anymore. Throw down the agent. And we'll probably go 2-3-4. Or we might go 2-3 and then we'll heal what's on the board, depending if it dies. That's probably going to be a Freezing Trap. He looks pretty mid-rangey. I'd rather lose this than that. Okay, it's dragon. It's dragon? It's bear. Play that down. He can't kill the bear with the agent. Sorry, he can't kill agent with the bear. So we're not too worried. What we might do is he'll run that into it. We'll run her into the bear, and then we'll make Circle of Healing. Okay, he's going to try and kill it off. That's okay. We can live with that. Well, yeah, I think we do this. Play this, and we'll AoE. This takes out of range for his Eagle Horn. He can't now kill it off. We've got 2 minions on the board. He'll probably kill the Shade, but we get a card for free, and he's wasted his bow. So Depending, he might play a secret now and just sit. He might play a secret and steady shot. Oh, he's gonna quick shot. Okay. Well, that's not really the card I want, to be honest. But it's okay. I'm not actually going to attack here. I don't want to lose this off the board. Not particularly. Well, I don't want to give him an extra charge. But it might be freezing trap, or it could be bear trap again. If it's freezing trap, we could replay it same turn. If it's bear trap, well, he gets an extra 3 damage from the weapon, and he's still got the bear, so he would take this out, and well, the bear would die unless he gets I don't want to take the 5 damage to from the thingy, that horrible spell that kills everything, the 5 damage. I think we attack, and if it's freezing, we replay it. Okay, it's explosive, so I'm glad we attacked into that. Heal him up. And keep going. We give him the extra Jura on his Eagle Horn, but it's okay. We're still in pretty decent shape. It would have been nice to have been able to play a minion here, but oh, that's kind of mean. We can Holy Nova out through. I'd like him to play another little minion. It's kind of awkward as well. I think I probably just Drake here. Pass the turn. We're going to take 7, well, potentially 9 damage next turn, which is a lot. It would be nice if we could Drake and heal, but we can't. I'm tempted to actually run the Technician in and Holy Nova. We get some health back. She gets healed up. He dies. And we've still got Evacuated Evil for the smaller minions later on. 2 minions don't kill a lot on mid-range anyway. So I think that's probably the play. So it's not particularly comfortable, but it's not terrible. He can kill it off with the Eagle Horn, but it's 1 less charge we're taking to the face. But we're now edging closer to Call of the Wild, which is... oh, he's endless secrets here. It's killing me. I think we'll just Azure here and heal. That's okay. Okay, I think we Azure. And just heal up. Okay, see, we have some really enormous cards in our hand at the moment, which aren't ideal. We've got him down to 18. But I said if he's Call of the Wild next turn, probably. Oh, jeez, he lock and load, so he refills his hand. Oh, he just lost 3 cards from his... I always find tracking a strange card. I know it's very good for getting what you need at the time, but you still discard 2 cards, which I find weird. Okay, well, because this is all building up to a Yogg Saron. Oh, that's a really nice draw. That's a lovely pickup for him. Ouch. Now, I want to drop Chromagus, but if I'm going to drop it into a Hunter's Mark, then... oh my god. Okay, well... oof. Okay. I think what I do here is just play the Arcanite. Kill that off, so he has no beast on the board. And then we'll... well, I could Chromagus, but I really, really don't want to lose Chromagus to a 1-drop minion. I can't know for sure he doesn't have Hunter's Mark, but it would be a big tempo swing if I lost Chromagus to that. Whereas... it's difficult. It's a difficult call, really. I can risk it, play Chromagus, and we could draw double taunts next turn. We could draw the times 2, 3, 6 taunts, which would be really nice. No, I don't really need to risk this. If he does play, mind you, if he's going to play Call of the Wild, he can play it with 7 mana. Okay, this is really to delay Call of the Wild, because he can't play Hunter's Mark and Call of the Wild. If he does play Call of the Wild, he's going to lose his Hogger, and take 6 to the face, killing off Chromagus. So that's all we're doing here. We're stalling because it's such a deadly shot is kind of mean to take, but well, we only really have large minions to take it onto, so it's okay. We can live with that. I probably play Chillmaw here. I mean, he's got what, 3, 4, 5. He's only got 5 damage on board, so we have a dragon in the deck. So I probably play that with a cheeky heal. So lets me heal. There we go. See what he throws back at us. And even if he Hunter's Marks, it's still killing off all his beasts. Or he could Hunter's Mark and Call of the Wild this turn, but well, I can't really. Okay, that's well, that's an unusual. I didn't expect. Did that come from? Yeah, it came from Lock and Load. I wouldn't expect to see that in a deck. Well, now his board's empty, so I think we throw down. I could actually throw down Yogg, which would be kind of funny because he's cast so many spells. Oh no, it's that I've cast. I've cast like no spells, so this Yogg is essentially useless. Could either not be all spells cast in the game? Okay, we'll put down Whelp and Ysera. Just in case he does play Yogg, I want as many targets on the board as possible, because obviously Yogg is next turn. It's turn 10. I always get this stupid 3/5. I want the Drake, the 7/4 Drake, I think it is. Or Return, or the 5 damage to all but Ysera. Of course, Ysera's nice because it does counter his Gladiator's Longbow. That does very little against Ysera. Unless he can Hunter's Mark it. But there's Call of the Wild. We can, of course, evacuate evil a lot of this. Ouch. Wow, that's... he's been pretty handy with his lock and load draws. That seems kind of unfair, but it's it happens, doesn't it? Unfortunately. We can clear most of Call of the Wild. He'll get to keep Leokk, or Leokk rather. Okay. This might get sent back. If this gets sent back, then we're in a little bit of trouble. Okay, that's not good. Now we can't really clear as much of the board as we'd like. I think what we probably do... I could Death and Evacuate, which seemed a little greedy to me, but it would really kill his tempo. Yeah, I think we do that. We'll Evacuate first. Just play our Curator to see if there's anything crazy we get. We'll sell it for her. And we'll Death him. Okay, now providing he doesn't have 2 Lock and Loads, 2 Call of the Wilds, we're in pretty decent shape here. He still has Yogg to play. Wow. Okay. That's a bit difficult, but a Shadow Word Death would have been perfect there, so we could Death our own Sylvanas. That would have been the dream. Can we kill this? We can kill that. So I'm guessing it's Bear Trap probably that he has there. I think here we play Sylvanas for 6. I think so.
I must consider.
Obviously, because we're playing Sylvanas second, it will steal one of his little dogs. He will be left with 1 on the board though, so he's still got his 5 damage spell that I keep forgetting the name of. I could actually play the Arcanite and the Laughing Sister. He's probably just going to go face if I do that. But I would allow me to kill him off a little. Well, no, I think I have to play her. I would like to heal, but I'll play the Laughing Priest instead. If he kills the Laughing Priest, the Laughing Sister, then what we do is we Arcanite and Hero Power him next turn, so he dies off, and then we're in half decent shape. I would really like to draw in Zoth here, so we can get Chillmaw back, and our Sylvanas back. But we'll see. I'm expecting... Oh, this killed me last time. Like, he drew so many nice cards. He drew this and Gladiator's Longbow. Like, what happened to all the little arcane shots and... Oh, jeez. Oh, he's really going face. Okay. It seems unfair you can cast Locking Load spells. Okay. He's now got a much better board to running Sylvanas into, which is kind of mean. But it's okay. We will find a way. Okay. I think I'm gonna powered shield Sylvanas because I don't really. There's no point in her dying and stealing one of these things. Well, I'm saying that one damage can make all the difference at this stage. But I'd really like to get. Actually, do you know what? I really need an Evacuated Evil. That's kind of what I need. This is when I shouldn't have wasted my Holy Nova as early as I did. Of course, one of these is going to be Freezing Trap, isn't it? If it is Freezing Trap, then we have to It wasn't Freezing Trap. Okay. So he's got 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 on the board. Oof. This is kind of a dangerous play. It doesn't die, it's okay.
Let none survive.
I didn't really like my line there. I ran out of time. We don't die. Probably he can't cast any. Oh, do we? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't die. Okay, now we might die. Oh no. Okay. Unfortunately, we have lost our first game, folks. I don't know if I maybe could have handled this a little bit better. I might watch the replay back and see what went wrong. See what the next game brings. Okay, we have a Shaman. Now, Shamans we're basically 50-50 with. I prefer aggro Shamans, weirdly enough, to mid-range Shamans. The Bloodlust is such a bugger to deal with. I really need to draw Evacuated Evil, but for right now I think I'll keep the Twilight and the Shadow Pain. Shadow Pain for the Totem Golem. Twilight because we need a dragon in our hand, and if we draw another dragon, he's a really nice coin into turn 3 play. So I think we keep that. It's tempting to keep Shadow or Death for the 7/7/4 mana cost thing they play down, but it's too greedy. I really need some kind of mini to put onto the board. It's greedy enough keeping Shadow Word Pain, but we only run one run in the deck, so we really need to keep that. Twilight Guardian, as I said, providing we pick up a dragon between now and turn 3, as I said, we can play him, but because we only have one dragon, we'll keep him for us now. I won't Shadow Word Pain that unless he gets out of hand. I can coin into the Worm Crest, and then we can heal him up next turn. If he plays the Totem, we Shadow Word Pain it, and because he'll only go +1, he'll only go 2, 3, so he can't kill this anytime soon. Okay. He hasn't even attacked, which is good for us. We will attack him, so if he wants to get past it, he has to Lightning Bolt, and then he's only on 1 health anyway, so it's okay. The worst thing, yeah, so we kill off the Troll. He's got a minion on the board, but that's okay. And we really did a Blackwing Technician. We don't draw it. I can play Bran here, because Bran's one of these cards that you really need to react to quite quickly. He might Rock Biter Weapon, which is, you know, 3 damage now, but it's 10. We're not taking on the Doomhammer, and it will also trigger quite well into the Twilight Guardian we'll play on turn 4. So we'll play that down. We're only missing 1 health, so the heal's kind of not that important. He can't kill Bran out with his minion. He has to play something like Lightning Bolt, which puts him on overload for next turn. And he could play the 7/7 on turn 5, even with if he played Lightning Bolt here. But we will have a taunt to protect ourselves to try and find something better. This might be. Oh, that's okay. I wish that gave health instead of attack, but it's fine. Play that out. Bran can kill the taunt. He won't be able to get past this without casting something. And of course we're Azure Draking, hopefully with the Bran still alive, and we draw a double card for turn 5. He might put a Flame Tongue in here, but even when, you know, one won't be enough to kill it, so they'll both die, which is okay. And we still have the Evacuated Evil. So if he plays Flame Tongue, which he hasn't, he keeps getting these taunt totems, man. This is an Evacuated Evil turn for sure. I would love to Azure Drake, but there's just too much value here not to Evacuate Evil. We're left with a clean board. He's overloaded and we kill everything and we lose nothing off the board. We run that in, we run that in. If Bran remarkably is still alive next turn, we'll actually maybe leave the Azure Drake, play the Blackwing and a heal onto Bran. We'll see. I would like to draw cards. I would like to get a Shadow Word Death. Hit for 2, don't hit for 3. Ah, never lucky. Okay. In this case we draw the 1 card off curve, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's tempting to throw her down, but she's 1 cost, and I think that's a mistake quite a lot of priests make. They just throw it down because they've got 1 mana, and it gets snipered off and you lose any draw that you might need. I'm sure I've seen the name Vape Nation before. That's pretty... you can't get a taunt totem 3 turns in a row. Okay, good. That's a sign of desperation that he's having to play that, because obviously he's going to die 1 turn. I think we... I don't need to play that. It would be quite tempting to play that down to just kill it off and we can go for it with the face, or wipe all the totems off the board. But I think there's a better play here. I think we can Twilight Dragon and Blackwing Technician. I think that's probably the better play. Kill that off. These are now safely tucked away behind the taunt. We have 3 minions on the board for killing off totems, and it's so important, by the way, to kill all these totems off. I know we couldn't there, but if he just keeps flooding the board with totems and then he bloodlusts and he plays that 3/6 War Kodo, oh man, killing storms in our... oh, you're killing me. Ouch. And a total... wow. I'm guessing he's going to have an Overlock next turn, because he'll have like 4 out of 9. Okay. It's quite likely he has a Hex. But... I think what we do instead... we'll probably draw a card. It's a bit wasteful throwing 3 and that into it. It's kind of overkill. But he's only got 2 cards left. We really just want to kind of stay alive and stabilize the board. Chromagus would be a nice draw. It would force him to react, but if he can hex it, he'll kill that off, and we have nothing on the board, and he's kind of gaining momentum again. So we want to kind of maintain our momentum. It's expensive, but what we're going to do is we're going to... here... well, actually that changes things a little bit. That does change things a little bit. So now we can kill it off without having to waste the 3. Okay. He can't have many spells left in his deck. He could obviously play the Fire Elemental onto her and kill her, but that's okay. Well, there's the Doomhammer. He takes 3 and goes face. Okay. Well, now that we have a minion on the board, I think we're okay to go ahead and play the Chromagus. You could actually even play Ysera. I think Ysera might actually be the... because it's all mana, so... yeah, I think we play this turn 9, and then turn 10 we can play the Chromagus and death something off, or hero power something off. And we play the Chromagus there by accident. We will kill the spell damage total. And we get the draw from Ysera. So if he hexes her, it's okay. As I said, we'll play Chromagus turn 10 with the hero power. And that's his hex gone, so we can maybe get even 2 draws off Chromagus. He's obviously really struggling for cards here, so that's what we want to see.
There is a lot at stake.
That thing's an evil bastard. That has killed me before so many times. So as much as I would, well, do you know what? We can actually do this. We can. It's kind of expensive, but I think we're going to do it. We're going to run her in. We're going to... Ysera Awakens. And we'll drop Karagas to an empty board. Now providing he doesn't draw like double Rockbiter weapon, we're in pretty decent shape. Or another Hex would kind of suck, but he'd be quite lucky to draw 2 from 14 cards.
The light protects me.
Now if we can get a dragon, we will just battle cry that off. So yeah, let's see what we get. I can also get a heal off of her, which is quite nice. 2 Holy Novas. Well, do you know what? It's not fantastic, but actually, do you know what? Do I want to do this? I don't really want to leave anything on the board in case he does get Bloodlust. Well, Bloodlust wouldn't help him much with these, but this is going to seem like a weird play, but I heal for 4, and it keeps him on the board, which is okay. It leaves him nothing with the board. I've healed for 4, and I said he's still alive.
Well played.
Oh no. Was that 2 Rockbiters? Uh-oh. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh, phew. Wow. Guy's killing me here. Dragon? Oh, there we go. Okay, well that's a bit better. Play that in. And her will heal. We're at no risk of dying really at this stage. So, unless he comes out with a miracle, I guess he could play 2 5/5 taunts. That would be enough to keep him. No, it wouldn't, because we'd kill them both off. And unless he, no, he can't do it. I'm pretty sure this is a win. Oh no, it's a bit too late for your Rockbiter, bro. I think that's victory over our friend Vape Nation. Good game. Oh, he's just throwing our Evacuate Evil back to us like a friendly guy. We draw double Evacuate Evil. Okay, that's 1 for 1 unfortunately, folks. Not the 2-0 I was hoping for, but hope you enjoyed it. Tune in again soon, and I have no idea what I'm going to play next. I've literally got no idea, but we'll see. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See you soon.